Uneasy Rider. I was taking a trip out to L.A., tooling along in my Chevrolet, toking on a number and digging on the radio. Just as I crossed that Mississippi line, I heard that highway start to whine, and I knew that left rear tire was about to go. Well, the spare was flat, and I got up tight because there wasn't a filling station in sight, so I just limped on down the shoulder on the rim. I went as far as I could, and when I stopped the car, it was right in front of this little bar, kind of a redneck-looking joint called the Dewdrop Inn. So I tucked my hair up under my hat, and I told the bartender that I had a flat, and would he be kind enough to give me change for one. There was one thing I was sure proud to see. There wasn't a soul in the place except for him and me. He just looked disgusted and pointed toward the telephone. So I called up the station down the road a ways, and he said he wasn't very busy today, and he'd have somebody down there in about 10 minutes or so. He said, "Now, you just stay right where you're at," and I didn't bother to tell the darn fool that I didn't have any place else to go. So I ordered up a beer and sat down at the bar when some guy walks in and says, "Who owns this car with a peace sign, the mag wheels, and the 4 on the floor?" Well, he looked at me and I damn near died, and I decided I'd just wait outside. I laid $1 on the bar and headed for the door. Just when I thought I'd get out of there with my skin, these 5 big dudes come strolling in with some old drunk chick and some fellow with green teeth. Well, yeah, and I was almost at the door when the biggest one said, "You tip your hat to this lady, son," and when I did, all that hair fell out from underneath. Now, the last thing I wanted was to get in a fight in Jackson, Mississippi on a Saturday night, especially when there was a mass of them and only one of me. Well, they all started laughing, and I felt kind of sick, and I knew I better think of something pretty quick, so I reached out and kicked old Green Teeth right in the knee. Well, it let out a yell that'd curl your hair, but before he knew it, I grabbed me a chair, and I said, "Watch him, folks, he's a thoroughly dangerous man." You may not know it, but this man's a spy. He's an undercover agent for the FBI. He's been sent down here to infiltrate the Ku Klux Klan. And he was still bent over holding on to his knee, but everybody else was looking and listening to me, so I laid it on thicker and heavier as I went. I said, "Would you believe this man has gone as far as tearing MAGA stickers off of bumpers of cars? He voted for Joe Biden for president. He's a friend of them long-haired hippie-type pinko fags. I think he's even got a rainbow flag tacked up on the wall inside of his garage." And they all started looking real suspicious at him, and he jumped up and said, "Just wait a minute, Jim. You know he's lying. I've been living here all my life. I'm a faithful follower of Brother John Birch. I belong to the Antioch Baptist Church. I ain't even got a garage. You can call home and ask my wife." Then he started saying something about the way I was dressed, but I didn't bother to wait around to hear the rest. I was too busy moving and hoping I didn't run out of luck. When I hit the ground, I was making tracks, and they was just taking my car down off the jacks. I jumped in through the man of 20, jumped in, fired that mother up. Old Mario Andretti would have sure been proud of the way I was moving when I passed that crowd coming out the door toward me in a trot. And I know I should have gone ahead and run, but somehow I just couldn't resist the fun of just chasing all them rednecks just once around the parking lot. Well, they headed for the car, but I hit the gas. I spun around and headed them off at the pass. I was slinging gravel, throwing a ton of dust in the air. Well, I had them out there just a-stepping and fetching like their heads was on fire when their asses was catching. I knew I better split before the cops got there. When I hit the road, I was really wheeling, had gravel flying and rubber squealing. I didn't slow down till I was almost to Arkansas. Next time, I think I'll rewrite my trip. I wonder if anybody would think I flipped if I went to L.A. by Omaha. I did it. Sorta.